What's up? In this video, I'm gonna talk about Is Markting by Seth Godin, a great marketing book. And I'm gonna summarize it today. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something special today. I'm gonna highlight 5 quotes from the book that I personally found very relevant, and I'm gonna explain them. All right? So it's gonna last between 5 and 10 minutes. So if you don't have that mental energy right now, feel free to move away. If you're into, learning about marketing, you might stay or you might want to stay. All right? So I'm going to start off with a quote that actually is the intro quote of the book. And Seth Godin goes as follows, the author. Marketing is the generous act of helping others become who they seek to become. It involves creating honest stories that resonate and spread. Marketers offer solutions, opportunities for humans to solve their problems and move forward. That is the definition of marketing by Seth Godin. All right. So that was more like an intro quote. Now I'm gonna dive in straight to the actually quotes that summarize the essence of the book. All right. So let's start with the first quote, and then I'm gonna explain and use some examples. All right. So let's go. Let's start with the first quote. The first quote goes as follows: persistent, consistent, and frequent stories delivered to an aligned audience will earn attention, trust, and action. So let us sink in for a moment. That is basically the essence of marketing, okay? So people buy stories, not products. That's why if you want to get more quality customers, it's not just enough to push generic advertisements in front of people's eyes and target everyone. No. That's not how you are gonna earn trust. How you really need to go about this is you need to educate and inform or entertain your audience, and they really need to feel engaged with what you're doing or what you're actually making for them. Okay, so that's the way good marketing works. Okay, so people need to feel excitement for what you are doing. That's actually the whole essence of this quote. They need to feel like you're putting honest stories on the line for them, and that's the whole idea behind storytelling. Okay, so it's only by using stories that are frequent and consistent, that's also very important. You just can't tell one story and then say it's enough with the stories. No, you need to do it frequently and consistently, and then only then will you not only get attention, but also you can earn trust. When you put up honest stories about you or your business, your activities, people will start to trust you, and they will see you as an authority in your niche, and they will start buying from you as a result because they trust you, and people buy from businesses that they trust or people they trust. Okay? So that is the first quote and the first explanation. The second quote, let's dive into this right now. Seth Godin goes as follows: you cannot change everyone. Therefore, asking who's it for can focus your actions and help you deal with the non-believers. Okay, so let that sink in for a moment. Was that clear? Okay, so what Seth Godin is basically telling is that, as soon as you ask yourself about the change that you seek to make in the world, whether it's, fixing a roof or doing like I do, helping businesses with their content marketing, you really need, or it becomes quite clear that you have no chance of changing everyone. That is, everyone is too diverse, it's too indifferent. There's basically no way for you to persuade everyone or try to reach everyone with your product or service. That's not realistic. What Seth Godin instead says is that you should focus your actions or your communication on someone or a group of someones. Okay, and in that regard, actually what really helps in this regard is a marketing persona. So setting up a marketing persona. What is a marketing persona? A marketing persona is basically a fictional representation of your target audience. Okay, so it's a fictional representation of how your ideal customer looks like. You can even draw the person, and just you should summarize everything that you want your ideal customer to look like. Summarize it on a page. What does he look like? What are his frustrations? What are his values or her values? What is his age? What is his income? His education level? All these things. Summarize that and put it on paper, at least then you know who you're talking to. Okay, that's the essence. Also, a very important part of marketing. It's, you know, defining your target audience, right? Second quote, second idea. Third idea or third quote is, people don't want what you make, they want the way it will make them feel. Okay, so this is one of my favorite quotes from the book, and it's probably the biggest marketing lesson ever. So I'm gonna repeat it because you need to understand this. People don't want what you make, they want the way it will make them feel. Okay, so this was actually one of my biggest realizations a couple of years ago, when I did book success, you know, made summaries. I was really trying to focus on features of the summaries. You know, my summaries are amazing because they're short, they're da. And the fact is that people don't buy features, they buy the emotions that those features evoke. Let's take Coca-Cola as an example. You know, Coca-Cola, one of the biggest companies in the world, you know, has so much success worldwide. Why is that? Because not because, you know, of their magic, you know, their feature, their ingredients. No, because they sell an emotion. They sell an emotion of connectedness. You know, they literally sell a feeling of happiness and optimism in a can, like in a freaking can. That's what Coca-Cola tries to do. You know, when people drink Coke, it makes them feel good. You know, it makes them feel happy. It makes them feel connected, energized. That's what they really are selling. And if you go back on the website of Coca-Cola, you will actually see that their mission statement is exactly that. So their mission statement goes as follows. I actually wrote it down. Coca-Cola's mission statement is to refresh the world, to inspire moments of optimism and happiness, and to create value and make a difference. Okay, whether it's good for your health, I'm not going to speak about that. It's probably a big bunch of bullshit for your health, but their mission statement is really clear on that. So they sell the emotion of drinking Coke. They don't sell a can of drink. They sell the emotion, the way it makes people feel. And that is really a very important aspect of marketing. Okay, so let's go to the fourth quote or the fourth idea, which is also highly relevant. I'm gonna read the quote right now. So, effective marketers don't begin with a solution, with a thing that makes them more clever than everyone else. Instead, we begin with a group we seek to serve, a problem they seek to solve, and a change they seek to make. Okay? So, good marketers, you know, don't want to be the smart guys. They start with listening to what's happening in the market, and good marketers can actually listen very well. Especially, I also feel that when I create content for small to medium-sized businesses, I really try to listen what makes the business I'm working with unique. Okay, so I listen a lot, and I feel that, and that's the way to connect with someone's story and actually tell it or promote it. And this is actually what good marketing is. It's really, you know, listening and trying to understand what's going on in the market, what frustrations or problems arise in the market, and then only then you will craft a solution for that problem or that frustration or that pain in the market. So you need to listen very well. Okay, so let's take Google as an example. All right, so Google, you know, one of the biggest search engines in the world. You're aware of that, but you know, Google was not the first search engine on the market. There was actually, you know, before 1995, when they actually, you know, did a breakthrough, or when they started to exist, there were actually a lot of other search engines out there, you know, before Google. But the problem was that these companies were not really focusing on the underlying issue, you know, the really bad pain that all those information users were, you know, realizing. So what Google realized is there was so much information that those search engines showed, but there was no structure in those information queries or search results. So what Google did is they made an algorithm that actually, you know, categorizes information based on their usefulness, using, you know, backlinks or the amount of links that a blog article or a web article gets. That's what made them successful, and that's what, you know, actually founded and, you know, made Google grow, or a big company. They focused on the problem and solving it, and, you know, they didn't wear the fancy company that just, you know, entered the market and say, hey, we know it all. You know, they listen to the target audience. Okay, and then the last quote, and that's a very important quote to finish, and I'm gonna read it right now, is by Seth Godin. So let's dive into it. Everything you do, from the way you answer the phone to the design of your packaging, from your location to the downstream effects of your work, from the hold music to the behavior of your executives or coworkers, all of it is a form of brand marketing. You can't measure it, you might not even notice it, but it still matters. Okay? So let me just read that again. Everything you do, from the way you answer the phone to the design of your packaging, from your location to the downstream effects of your work, from the hold music, you know, on the phone to the behavior of your executives or your coworkers, everything about that is a form of brand marketing, and it all matters. Okay? So branding or brand marketing is, I think, one of the most important aspects of good marketing. And the problem with brand marketing is that it's hard to measure it. And that's, I think, why a lot of people are having a difficulty, or marketing managers having a difficulty to invest a lot of money in it, because you can't measure it. You know, when you run a Facebook ad right now, you can actually measure the direct result of that ad. So you can measure the return on your ad spend or your investment. Okay, that's what you can measure right now. That's a form of direct response marketing. But with brand marketing, it's very hard to measure that, but it's still very important, as Seth Godin argues. Okay, so what Seth Godin and also Gary Vaynerchuk recommend is that if you're a small to medium-sized business, you can actually split your marketing budget into both a branding bucket, you know, so that budget goes to all branding related activities, you know, such as sponsor an event. That's a branding activity. You can't measure it right away, and that's one bucket. And then the second bucket is a bucket for all direct response marketing activities, such as running Facebook ads, you know, where you can measure the direct result of your budget. And by splitting these in the beginning of your business, in your marketing plan, you can actually, play a little with those, and at least you have, these two types of marketing, brand marketing and direct response marketing. You have them in your, they're in your consciousness, and you actually allocate budget to each of them, which is important. Okay, so both are important. You need to have both. Okay, so these were the 5 quotes. I hope they were helpful in any way. I will also put a written summary with more practical examples in the description below, so feel free to download it. You don't need to download it, you can just, access it for free. I will put it in the description in YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, you need to go to the YouTube link. And I hope to talk to you soon. Subscribe for more summaries on my YouTube channel. I do a monthly summary of a good book every month. So if you're into that, just subscribe, and I hope to talk soon, guys. Cheers, bye-bye.